Hey, Lise Cartwright here, your favorite online business coach who is here to help you create an online business that's easy, fun, and profitable for you. No BS, no fluff, just actionable strategies inside every single video. And today, I want to walk you through this tool that I use with my members, with my subscribers, that allows you to predict your income for anything that you're doing. So whether you're launching something, whether you are just like, you know what, I want to make this amount of income this month, this is going to give you the information that you need to help you figure out how you're going to do that, right? So this is very much about data. And you can switch out a couple of different things based on what you currently have. So I'm just going to move myself out of the way and move that out of the way. So I'm a huge person and advocate for growing my email list. And the number one reason why is because I own that audience, right? I don't have to run ads to get in front of that audience. I can just send an email. Now, there are some caveats to that, right? If you're going to have an email list, you definitely want to make sure that you're emailing them on a regular basis. You can't just build an email list and only ever pitch them. There are some nuances to that. But if you are someone who has built a Facebook community or you have a community somewhere else and you want to put in those numbers, you can replace email list size with whatever audience size you have, as long as you know your numbers. And that's really what this tool does, is it allows you to go, okay, based on these numbers, based on the offers, based on what it is that I'm doing, am I actually going to make any money? So let's just quickly walk through this so that you can figure this out for yourself. So let's assume you have an email list of 500 people on your email list. Now let's assume that your open rate is around 25%, right? So kind of industry average. It could be higher, it could be lower, but 25% minimum is what we would be shooting for, regardless of whether we're business to business or business to consumer. Probably a little bit higher if we're business to consumer, but let's just go with this scenario. And let's assume that your click rate is around 2%, and your click rate is how many people are clicking on the link in your email. And this is based on the people who open it. So 2% of 25% are clicking on your link, right? So we're going to do some math here in a second. So then we're going to talk about your offer, right? The only way that you're making money is if you're presenting an offer. So we're going to assume that you are presenting an offer. Now, maybe you have a $27 planner. Maybe you have a $47 workshop, or maybe you're about to, create a group coaching program and you just want to know what it's going to look like. Whatever it is, put the price here. So let's just, for argument's sake, say that you are going to do a group coaching program and it's $300. Now, order bump is simply, are you presenting another offer on the checkout page? Now, I have another video on why you should be doing this, and that'll probably be linked somewhere below here. And if it isn't, just ask me and I will happily send you the link to that video. But let's say you have an order bump that is $27. So now we've got these numbers. Now we can move down into this area here, which gives us some different options to consider. Now, what is going to give you the best understanding of your gaps and everything like that is if you actually know your own numbers, as in you know what your conversion rate is. And that's what this is. So projected conversion rate, 1.5%, projected 2%, projected 3.5%, or higher, right? You're the only person that knows this. But if you're looking to predict, then we're just going to use good, better, best. What I do recommend you do is duplicate this. So make a duplication of this particular sheet is what they call it, and then keep the original and then have one that has your numbers in it, but so that you can use one that predicts your income and then one that is actually based on your numbers. Hopefully that makes sense. So here's how this works. Anything that's in gray typically is what you need to come in and input for yourself, because this is calculated and you can see the calculation up there based on whatever you've put up here. So what this is saying is that if you had um, 125 people open your email, then you had this many people view your sales page, right? So you're going to put that number in there. Actually, it should be this. So let me just see. It looks like someone might have accidentally adjusted that. So I'm just going to put the calculation back in there. Okay, so now I fixed this. So you are just inputting numbers where it says gray, but this is why I recommend that you make a copy of this for yourself, like duplicate this entire page so you've got the original and then your actual numbers, because then what you would actually be doing is replacing these numbers or making your own, adjusting your own calculations based on this. So now what this is telling us is that if we had number of leads open our emails is 125 based on a 2% click rate. This is actually telling us how many leads viewed our sales page. Now, what this doesn't take into account is if you're doing anything else. So if you're also promoting this on social media, maybe you're running some ads or something, then this is when you would need to come in and adjust this, or maybe you create another column that includes, you add another one on here that says click rate ad, and then you can adjust the calculation from there. But I'm just trying to keep this super simple, but you might want to make that adjustment. And then what you're going to do here is in the two gray areas is where you would put in your own kind of conversion rate. And the way that you work out your conversion is the number of purchases divided by the number of people who viewed the page times 100. So let's say you had 5 people purchase, 100 people view the sales page. You would do 5 divided by 100 times 100, which is going to give you 5%. But that's how you can kind of make that, how you can work out that conversion rate. So if you same deal on the order bump. So it's based on the number of people actually viewing, but for your order bump, it's based on the number of people who purchased the original offer and then also went on to purchase your order bump. If the order bump thing is too confusing, just remove it altogether and just stick with your offer price. But basically what this is telling you here, this is the most important number, is based on 1.5% conversion rate, you would have maybe one sale. And then you can see it kind of changes through from here. So this is why you want to have some clarity around numbers. And obviously the two most important numbers here are your open rate and click rate. And what I tend to do is if you're sending out an email every day as part of your launch, then obviously you would want to come in and do this every single day. And then obviously this is going to change. So what I would do here is every day I would take the open rate and then I'd add them all together, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get the clearest picture. Or you just come and do this every single day so that you're getting an understanding of what this looks like. Bottom line, what this does is gives you an understanding of where you might have some gaps. Maybe you need to grow your email list. Maybe you need to work on your open rate. Maybe you need to work on your click rate. Maybe it's your actual sales page that isn't converting, right? If you're getting, 100 people viewing your sales page, which is typically what we need as a good data sample, that's the wording I'm looking for, before you make decisions, right? So 100 people view your sales page. What's your conversion rate from there? And if you aren't having people buying after 100 people have viewed your sales page, then it's definitely your sales page, right? If 100 people have looked at your sales page, it's your sales page. There's something disconnecting. So messaging, that type of thing. But if you've had 100 people look at your sales page and you've had purchases, now you can come in and go, okay, well, so what is my conversion rate? What is that actually looking like? Now, the average conversion rate is typically anywhere from 1 to 5%, right? Though that's kind of your average. So you're doing really well. But then obviously, the bigger your email list gets, the more that you're going to have people looking at this. So let's say you had 5,000 people on your email list, kept everything else the same. Now you start to see how this is going to look a little bit different. And I can see that this should definitely be changing. I'm not too sure why that is not calculating correctly. So this should be B18. Okay, so that's based on different conversion rates for the order bump. But this just starts to give you that clearer picture. Okay, I just fixed that. So this is the conversion rate based on what it is that we're looking at. So you can see that this is where you start to go, okay, I might need to increase this, but let's just say that this was what you had every single day. So then what you would be doing is saying equals, what do we, B 22 times 7. And then that gives you a much clearer picture. If you're having the exact same results every single day, then this would give you a much clearer picture, right? So then we could do the same here. We would say equals, oh, perfect. I love when it remembers what it is that I'm actually trying to do. And that would be based on 7 days of emails with same open and click rates, right? So that we know what we're looking at here. And let me just do this. And let's just move this down here. Just so you've got an understanding of kind of what this would look like in terms of how much you might potentially earn if you did that over that same time frame. So hopefully this makes sense. If you want this particular calculator, just comment below and I'm happy to send this to you. There is another entire video that I have that goes along with this, but hopefully this just gives you a little bit more clarity around how you can predict your income, where your gaps are, and then what your next steps are from here. Okay, lovelies, I will see you